right, Shalom. Giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushua, Ba'asham, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone who rule well. Also to the elder high priest, the Talmud apostles and elders. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and all the Israelites scattered abroad, who have received this truth through the gift of faith, through hearing of the gospel from the Most High servants, the prophets, which specifically the true teachings are coming from GMS, all right, and all that subscribe to the apostles' teachings, all right, and those that hear those teachings and continue, all right, in that doctrine until the end, the same shall be saved. Thus say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushua, when Yahushua returns to deliver us in the last days, all right. Now I want to play this video, probably about two minutes of it. Get some precepts, Lord willing, this listen. It's edifying, and yeah, let's get it.
Attention, we are now at DEFCON 1, security lockdown.
Russian nukes in space.
The country recently tested a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile.
Hypersonic missiles and aircraft could be the future of warfare.
One of the most powerful nuclear weapons in the world is the B-83 nuclear bomb, the heavyweight of the US arsenal. Weighing about 2,400 pounds or 1,100 kilograms and stretching 12 feet or 3.7 meters in length with a diameter of 18 inches or 46 centimeters, it's roughly the size of a small car. But within this imposing frame lies a force of unimaginable destruction. The B-83 is a gravity bomb, meaning it's dropped from an aircraft and relies solely on gravity to reach its target. No rockets or propulsion systems, just a free-falling descent. This might sound simple, but the devastation it can unleash is anything but. Carried by strategic bombers like the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber and the B-52 Stratofortress, the B-83 can be delivered deep into enemy territory. With a blast yield of up to 1.2 megatons of TNT, the B-83 is approximately 80 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima, which had a yield of about 15 kilotons.
Introducing the
To put that into perspective, imagine the explosive energy of 1.2 million tons of TNT detonating in a single moment. But the B-83 isn't just about raw power. It's designed to penetrate underground bunkers, burrowing into the earth before detonating. As for how many of these weapons exist, while exact numbers are classified, experts estimate that there are about 650 B-83s, and it is thought there are about 200 B-83 bombs in active service. This number has decreased over the years due to arms reduction treaties and modernization efforts. In fact, there are plans to retire the B-83 altogether in favor of more advanced, lower-yield nuclear weapons. To grasp the true magnitude of the B-83's destructive power, imagine a single one detonated as an airburst over Beijing, China. The immediate fireball would engulf an area over 4 square kilometers or 1.5 square miles, vaporizing everything within its radius. Buildings would collapse within a 7.5 kilometer or 4.6 mile radius due to the intense blast pressure, flattening much of the city center. Windows would shatter up to 21 kilometers or 13 miles away, sending glass shards flying and causing injuries even in distant neighborhoods. The thermal radiation would cause third-degree burns to anyone within 13 kilometers or 8 miles, covering an area of over 500 square kilometers or over 200 square miles. In terms of human cost, such a detonation could result in an estimated 1.5 million immediate fatalities and over 3 million injuries, And that's just from a single B-83 bomb. The United States operates about 76 B-52 Stratofortress bombers, which were once capable of carrying up to 8 B-83 nuclear bombs. However, by 2010, US Strategic Command removed nuclear gravity bombs from the B-52's arsenal as the aircraft was no longer considered capable of surviving modern air defenses. Today, only the US fleet of 19 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers is tasked with delivering nuclear gravity bombs, including the B-83, with each capable of carrying up to 16 B-83 nuclear bombs. This means the potential for devastation isn't limited to one bomb, but could involve numerous simultaneous detonations, exponentially increasing the destructive impact.
It's crazy. So I'm going to start with this precept. Hey, again, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying unto the elect of the nation of Israel. Man, this is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 4. And it reads, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." Let's go to the ERV. "Every boot that marched in battle and every uniform stained with blood will be destroyed and thrown in the fire." You see, boots on the ground, going to war with ancient war going to war with guns or ancient swords. That's over with. All right. This last battle is going to be with, as it says in the King James, is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. And this is in comparison to the destruction that the first death brought, which was by water, the flood. This second death is going to be brought to the world by fire, which is nuclear fire. This is 2 Peter chapter 3. All right, and let's see. Boom, boom. Verse 6, whereby the world that whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heaven and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So this judgment is coming with fire, and ultimately this fire is coming to America, Babylon the Great, in different parts of the earth, but mainly here in America. All right. This is, let's see, Zephaniah 3 and 8. "Therefore wait ye upon me, said Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy." All right, so this is the nations being gathered together for this third world's war. All right, so they can experience that fire. All right, and this is going to be at the same time the deliverance for the elect of the nation of Israel. This is justification, all right, for the Israelites. I'm gonna go back to 2 Peter. This is the justification, all right, that Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, is going to bring for the Israelites, starting with the elect. All right, and then after this, ultimately the righteous kingdom is going to be established on earth. All right, this is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 9. "The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any shall perish, but that all should come to repentance." This is the Israelites, all right? And this is what the prophets are sent to warn of. And this is the only escape route from this total destruction that's coming to to the world in total. I don't mean the whole world is going to be destroyed or every part of the world is going to get hit with nukes. I just mean that this is going to be a global global destruction. All right, because after the nukes hit, it's going to be a war, or there's going to be a earthquake that's going to rock the world to and fro, and in that, a lot of people are going to perish. So again, there's no escape but getting on the chariot. All right, we don't want to experience the nukes. All right, especially here in America, ain't nobody gonna be left alive. All right, Israel, no one will be left alive, and the earth is gonna rock to and fro like a drunkard, and I don't want no parts of that. All right, it's gonna be a very scary experience, and a lot of people are gonna perish. So repent. All right, or else. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens, being on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. In this new heaven and new earth is the Israelites' rulership. All right, the Israelites' kingdom is what we're looking forward to on earth, starting with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and King David, and righteousness being set in authority on this planet earth throughout the Israelites, forcing the law, statutes, and commandments on earth. All right. So seeing these things is coming to pass, what manner of person are we to be in our holy conversation, going into your anastrophe in the Greek, which is our conduct and godliness. All right. This is 1 John 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. All right, and this is Esau, the so-called white man's world, which the scripture said was given over to the hands of the wicked. So how do you show you don't love the world? By believing you're a Hebrew Israelite, calling on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and keeping the laws to the best of your ability, and believing on the truth that's coming through Great Millstone, and showing forth that proper conduct. All right, which is, again, after the scriptures, living your life according to thus said the scriptures in spirit and in truth. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. Yeah, don't do your own thing. We wasn't commanded nor created to do that as Israelites. We was commanded to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and keep his commandments. All right. 1 John 2 and 17, the world passeth away and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua abideth forever. You see? So this is what's coming, man. And a lot of Israelites are going to get caught in this nuclear destruction. This is Ezekiel 20, all right? And what is it, 22? Let's see. 22, let's see. Bear with me. All right. Yep. This is Ezekiel chapter 22 and 20. I'm going to start at 19. All right. I'm going to start at 17. The word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead in the midst of the furnace. They are even to dross the silver. All right. And that's going into, your filthiness as Israelites, not believing that you're Israelites. And if you do believe that you're Israelites, you're not following the truth, and your conduct is repulsive. All right. You're partaking in abominable behavior. All right. Therefore, thus say Yahweh, Lord Yahweh, because ye are all become dross. Behold, therefore I will gather you in the midst of Jerusalem. All right. And that's not the physical, land. All right. This is symbolic speaking. Jerusalem represents the people as they gather silver and brass and iron and lead and tin into the midst of the furnace to blow the fire upon it, to melt it. So will I gather you in my anger and in my fury, and I will leave you there and melt you. Yeah, I will gather you, I will blow upon you in the fire of my wrath, and ye shall be melted in the midst thereof. As silver is melted in the midst of the furnace, so shall ye be melted in the midst thereof, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh, have poured out my wrath upon you. And the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto her, thou art the land that is not cleansed, nor rained upon in the day of indignation. All right. So it's inevitable. It's inevitable. All right. It's prophesied to happen. And the prophecies are faithful and true. All right. Therefore, these scriptures are going to come to pass for you unbelieving Israelites, ultimately that don't follow the teachings and doctrines of the great millstone, starting with the apostles. All right. Believe it or not, we don't care. All right. Zechariah 14 and 12. All right. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. All right. So we read about Jerusalem. Now we read about the heathen, the other nations that have oppressed and put in captivity the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, so to all you other heathen nations, so-called white people, so-called Russians, so-called Chinese, so-called Japanese, so-called Africans, so-called Polynesians and Hawaiians, so-called Arabs, all right? All you other heathen nations are going to get it, all right? So, and this shall be the plague with which Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. All right? What has power to do this? These thermonuclear missiles. And they show that in a movie with Sarah Connor when she had her hand on her fist. I believe it's Independence Day. Right? Good movie. Watch that movie. All right? And in that scene, it shows nuclear destruction. And also shows the radiation wave coming from the nuclear detonation. All right? And the scriptures also speak on that. This is Isaiah chapter 14, all right, and 22. For I will rise up against them, say Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon, which is America, the name, the remnant, the son and nephew, say Yahweh. All right, so he's cutting off the seed line of these Edomites. I will also make it a possession for the big term, which is desert-like creatures, all right, and pools of waters in it. Once the nuclear fire and the smoke is gone, it's going to be nothing but desert-like creatures over here. Nothing else will live over here in America but those creatures. And I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, say Yahweh of hosts. All right, when you go to this besom in the Hebrew, all right, besom of destruction is a sweeping agent, a broom. All right, Strong's H4292, ma. Damn, that's a cold Hebrew word. I like how that rolled off the tongue. A broom, all right, removing dirt, all right, to remove dust, all right, and all you that hate this truth ain't nothing but dust, All right, same dirt, dust that's on Israel in Ezekiel 22. All right, wickedness is going to be removed by, in America especially, dusty. And that dust is going to be swept with this nuclear wind. All right, that nuclear fallout wind. This is Jeremiah 51:1. Thus say Yahweh, behold, I will rise up against Babylon, America, and against them that dwell in the midst of them. All right, the people that rise up against me, a destroying wind. All right, that nuclear wind, that nuclear sweep. All right, that comes from the nuclear missiles. And I was seeing unto Babylon banners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. All right, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. All right, and against him that bended, let the archers bend their bow. Against him that lifted herself up in her brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. All right. So all the people that's still left here in Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed. Let's get by thermonuclear destruction. That's the ultimate judgment. All right. And before that, all hell would then have broke loose. It's called the time of Jacob's trouble. But we understand, before the nuclear destruction come, the MOTB must come, which is the RFID microchip. All right. Now, let's see. This is let's see. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 15, and let's see. Let's see. Yep, 1 Corinthians 15:52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, in the last trump, for the trump. Let me start at 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh, neither does corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. So not all the Israelites are going to be martyrs or die by natural causes or through sickness. All right. You're going to have some Israelites that experience that, but not all, not the majority. Most of us still going to be here, and we all going to be changed, which is these bodies turn into our indestructible God bodies, which is extra. They what's the word I'm looking for? They're immortal. They're immortal bodies. All right, indestructible bodies. I'm looking for another word. They are extraterrestrial. All right, like Superman. All right, extraterrestrials bodies. And if I'm saying that correctly. All right. Let's see. Verse 51 in Salakia, if I'm not using the best words. All right. For this description of our bodies. All right. There will be immortal bodies that are able to have the pleasures of men. Had the pleasures in the flesh, but we would not never go off in the flesh because of the second covenant. All right. Now, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we all shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, and at the last trump. And the last trump is when the thermonuclear missiles are shot off. All right. It says, yeah, and at this last Trump, when the missiles are shot off and about to hit, all right, our bodies in the moment is going to be beamed up and changed into the immortal extraterrestrial bodies. All right. It says, for the trumpet, and now let me look this up. All right. Extraterrestrial. Yeah. Let me look this word up. Bear with me. Let's see. Yeah, relating to the earth. Yeah, so we're going to have extraterrestrial bodies that be able to dwell on earth, and they're going to be immortal. They're going to be able to, go into space and everything. So, yeah, extraterrestrial is the right word that I'm looking for. All right. So, Salakia for that. 1 Corinthians 15 and 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, when the nuclear missile is about to hit. For the trump shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So we're going to have immortal extraterrestrial type, God-like, Superman-like, more souped up than Superman bodies with the second covenant in us. All right. Now, through the spirit, I'm feeling that I'm getting close to the end of this lesson, as the apostles say, getting ready to land this plane. There's more precepts on this, man. All right. But Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. Yeah, but that's in the chariots. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, that's the chariots. And their enemies beheld them, all our enemies. Esau, the heathen, all right, Israelites, all right, that don't believe on his truth. In the same hour was there a great earthquake caused by the thermonuclear destruction, and the 10th part of the city fell, America. And the earthquake was slain of being 7,000, and the remnant were frightened and gave glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And the second woe was past. Behold, the third woe coming quickly. And this future war that's soon to come. All right, but the MOTB, which is the microchip, has to come first. All right, it's going to be fought with thermonuclear. It's going to be thermonuclear warfare. All right. Now, we read about the Israelites, the elect of the nation of Israel, going up into the chariots to escape this destruction. All right, and this is mainly here in Babylon, the Great. Now let's see. This is Isaiah, all right, 34, and let's see. Started at main points. All right, this is Isaiah 34 and 4. All the host, which is the armies of heaven, shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, that's the mushroom cloud. And all the hosts shall fall down. The armies shall fall down as the leaf falleth off the vine, as a fallen fig from the fig tree. My sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse. Yes, it said the sword, which is the thermonuclear missiles and the nodes of the warheads. It shall come down upon Idumea, which are the Edomites. This is the main target, all right, of the destruction. But you have other targets like the heathen and the Israelites upon the people of my curse, that's the Edomites. And how are they the people the Most High's curse? How do we know that, and how does that show? All right, to judgment because their lack of pigmentation, all right, their lack of melanin. The Edomites, the wasted, they come from their forefather Esau, which is Ashashua, wasted away. What's wasted away? Their melanin. It says, the sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats. That's the people. And with the fat of kidneys and rams. For Yahweh had to sacrifice in Basra, that's America. A great slaughter in the land of Idumea, the land of these Edomites. This future prophecy, as we can tell, because we have never heard of this in history before, of this great destruction. And the unicorn shall come down with them, the bullock with the bull, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. All right, for it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. The streams, see, this is justice being brought to the Israelites by destroying our enemies, by thermonuclear destruction. In the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. The streams thereof should be turned into pitch, the dust thereof into brimstone. And you look up brimstone, that's sulfur, all right, that comes from nuclear destruction, all right. And, well, nuclear, destruction, bombs, warheads. In the land thereof shall become burning pitch, all right. So, yeah, that's what it's going to be. That's what's going to happen here in the land of America. There's only one escape for the Israelites. And for you other nations, there will be no escape. You're going to be these animals that's going to be sacrificed upon the altar of America. All right. Now, this is Isaiah 54:16. And it reads, behold, I've created the smith. That's these scientists, starting with the German scientists. You can look up Operation Paperclip. All right. In Project Megiddo? All right. I believe so. Right. And behold, I've created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. So Yahweh, have given the intellect, the understanding to these modern day smiths, these scientists, to create a nuclear missile. All right. As the ancient smiths' role was to create those ancient type missiles to go to war. All right. These are modern day war instruments. And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy. All right. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua gave the understanding to these modern day smiths, these scientists, to create the waster to destroy. All right. This is let's see, Isaiah 13:5. They come from a far country, ICBM. All right. From the end of the heaven, even Yahweh, the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. That's America. This whole land of America will be destroyed. All right. This is Isaiah 13:19. In Babylon, America, the glory of kingdom, it used to be. All right. America is a has-been. The beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency, which is the elite banking families, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, destroyed with fire. It shall never be inhabited, nor shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and the houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and the owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. The wild beast and the owl shall cry there in the desolate houses, and the dragon in their pleasant palaces. Her time is near to come, her days shall not be prolonged. And that's what we're looking for, because after this is the last prophecy. All right. And then the kingdom of Israel comes. But again, before this prophecy comes to pass, the MOTB has to be made mandatory. prophecies will speed up, and soon after will be this destruction. All right. So Lord willing, all right, the elite Edomites, all right, which has had these missiles created and used them as threats, are going to be used to destroy their kingdom. All right, and they will not rise out of ashes. They're going to go in bunkers because they know that this is going to happen. And guess what? When they come out of them bunkers, they're going to be dragged out, and chains are going to be put on them by the elect of the nation of Israel, and they're going to be slaves, all right, forever. And starting with the elite Edomites, they're going to be slaves for 1,000 years. And then ultimately, you're going to feel a fire, all right? So, hey, with that, Lord willing, again, this lesson was edifying, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakhakodash, Brakatham, Shalom.